Hi everyone, my name is Kay. Welcome to your bonus yoga workout video. We're gonna do lots of hip opening today. I think it's something we all need right now, pandemic or not, so let's get started. So we're gonna start here in butterfly pose. I want you to bring your feet together. Your heels are nice and close to your hips. And then just holding onto your feet, come up to a nice long spine. You might give your neck a little stretch here a couple times. And then when you're ready, let's start to flutter out our feet. What are they? Our legs, like a butterfly. All right, and take another breath here. We'll move now into Tarasana just to get ourselves warmed up. So you're gonna move your heels a little bit further away, holding on to your ankles. Just start to curl your spine. Okay, little gentle hip opener, also really, really great for your back. Okay, I'll show you where you can progress to from here. So option one is to stay. Option two is to slowly bring yourself lower until you get your head resting on your feet. All right, and if you do make it here, you'll start to feel your hips opening up even more. And we'll stay for 3. 2. All right, just 1. You'll come up nice and slow. And then let's bring our left foot forward. You're gonna take your right leg behind. Okay, we're coming into deer pose. I'm starting with the left side, which is super weird, but it felt right today. So you're working to get your hip really close to the edge of your mat. Your knee is in front of your hip, and then ankle is right beside it. So I'm making an L shape with my front leg. I'm making an L shape with my back leg as well, right? And then I want you to take a moment, just find a nice long spine. Let's start to crawl out towards the left. I'm mirroring you, so I'm aware that this is my right, but you're crawling it out. You're finding a little twist here with a long spine. Good, stay for 1. And then keep this shape, but make your way back to center. We're going to go into a fold this way. So I'm going to turn my chest towards my ankle. One hand up by my toes, one hand by my heel, and then I'll hold it like this. Already I'm feeling some hip opening. My feet are both flexed, nice and active. Okay, I already feel it, so you might just stay here. Okay, and then if it's there for you, you'll start to go even lower, letting your chest come down, maybe to your forearms. That's 1. Great place for props. If you have blocks, you can tuck them under your chest. And then full expression is to go all the way down. Bring your head to your foot. Good, and you'll hold this for 3. Hold it for 2. Okay, just 1. All right, let's start to come up, okay? Option 2, we're gonna take it a little bit deeper. You can choose to stay here. We're all gonna turn our chest back to the front. You can choose to stay in a deer shape. If you have really tight hips, this is probably it for you, okay? So if you're with me, you have tight hips, we're gonna bring one hand by the knee, one hand by our ankle or our toes. And then again, you start to just lean forward. Already I'm feeling some hip opening on the left side. And then as I go, I can start to get lower and lower, okay? This transition is not gonna happen all in like 30 seconds for everyone, okay? You'll get there with practice. Okay, that's your option 1. Now option 2, if you're in deer and you're okay, is to work towards half pigeon. Okay, so for half pigeon, I'm gonna bring my heel in a little bit. I'm going to straighten out my back leg. Okay, okay? And then square my hips, square my shoulders. Okay, you want to make sure that your hip, your knee, and your ankle on the back foot are straight in line, okay? And then again, here, we can do the same thing. We can just stay upright, or we can start to fold. Okay, that'll come with time. You might be somewhere here on your forearms. You might use props under your chest if you have. Okay, so whether it's deer or half pigeon, we're holding for another 5. I'm going to take this time to explain something that's confusing but really helpful. So sometimes I find for students, myself included, this back knee starts to hurt because you're dumping your weight onto that knee here. What I want you to do if that's happening is to use your toes and just lengthen, okay? I'm using my toes to lengthen my leg even more. So the weight is now shifted to my thigh. It's not on my knee, okay? I've never been able to really explain that in depth, so hopefully that helps. Okay, take a breath here. Now slowly exhale. All right, let's come up. Okay, we're gonna lean into the left hip. Whatever you have, whether it's deer or pigeon, bring both legs out, okay? We're gonna take a little intermission, another hip opener. It's a lot of hip opening today. For a wide-legged fold, okay? So option number 1 is to stay upright the whole time and just hold here. What I want you to find is a nice long spine. You're tilting your pelvis this way, okay? So I'm not doing this because I don't feel anything this way. I'm tilting my pelvis back, an anterior tilt, okay? And then option 1 is to stay upright. Option 2, same thing, is to start to hinge forward and find a fold. Okay, and for this one, your feet can be flexed or pointed. Some of you dancers, ballerinas, might be more comfortable, gymnasts with a pointed toe, and that's totally fine. A funny story, one of my friends is a photographer, and he was taking photos of me one time for some yoga project, and he's like, yeah, you don't point your toes properly, so just don't. So I'm gonna flex, but I tried. Okay, we'll take another breath here. Exhale all the way. Okay, and then let's come up. Okay, we'll give ourselves a little break between sides, so just straighten your legs, just wiggle, take whatever you need. Okay, and then when you're ready, we're gonna set up for deer on the other side. So this is my left, your right. We're shifting again into that 90-90 legs. My hip is by the edge of my mat, knee is in front of it, ankle goes out. And then if I look behind me, same thing. So what I see in this back leg a lot is that people, I don't know, it's either like this or it's like this. Okay, that's less important. If you can only do it that way, that's fine. But I want you to work towards a 90-90. Hip goes straight out to that back knee. Okay, so then find your long spine. And then let's just walk ourselves over to the right side, find a twist. As I twist, I'm pushing this back knee into the mat to help me. All right, it's 1. Okay, and then when you're done, you'll come to center. Again, shift to face your ankle. So I'm not folding forward. I'm shifting this way. I'm going to fold on an angle. My sternum is going to lead towards my heel. Okay, one hand by my toes, one hand by my heel. You can start here, just leaning into the pose. Okay, and then as you feel warm, you might get lower, coming to your forearms. Maybe there's space to come all the way down and rest your head on your heel. Wherever you are, let's breathe for 3. 2. Okay, just 1. You'll come up. and then we'll set up either for our deer or our pigeon pose. So I'm turning my shoulders now so they're square to the top of my mat. I'll bring one hand by my knee, one hand by my heel, okay? From here, it's just a simple little lean forward to start, okay? This might be a lot. I already feel it in my hips. With time, maybe you get lower, all right? And then if you are a little bit more open, you wanna take your half pigeon. Let's bring our heel in, let's straighten. So half pigeon, right? In its, I guess, most beautiful sense, your heel is still in line with your knee, okay? And then you go like this, you find a nice long line with the back leg, okay, and then you fold. This is not accessible for a lot of us, okay, myself included. Like, I'm here and I'm kind of suffering, okay? So don't worry about bringing that heel closer to your left hip, okay? It's all good as long as you're in a position that you can hold, you can sustain, okay? And then same thing, as you are ready, you'll start to get lower and lower. We're holding for another 5. A long inhale. Good, stay with it. Four more. And this is also another place that you can use props, okay? So if this bum cheek is starting to lift up like this, you might want to use a prop, okay? If you're dumping into this side, use a prop to lift off, okay? The goal is that your hips are square, they're in line. There's not one hip higher than the other, they're at the same level, in the same plane, if that makes sense. Okay, just 2 more. One. All right, come up slowly. And then whether you are in half pigeon or deer, you'll start to lean into your right hip and swing your back leg around. Okay, from here, let's just pause in a bent leg position, knees pointing up to the ceiling. Okay, we're gonna lie back and take happy baby, but I want you to be aware that there's other options, okay? It's not always just the one. So as I start to lie back, I want you to pay attention to my spine. I'm gonna curl my spine, okay, to help me lower slowly. All right, and then when I land, first goal is that you can comfortably bring your shoulders to the mat, okay? And this might be it for you. You might feel really good, just like this, bringing your knees apart, kind of applying pressure with your hands. My shoulders are relaxed, my low back is relaxed. Okay, if you feel good here, then you can start to go towards what we all know to be happy baby. So maybe it's hands around your ankles like this and kind of pulling your knees towards the ground. Okay, maybe it's hands to the outside edges of your feet pulling down. What I don't want to see is this, okay? If you're lifting off in order to do it, it's not the same, okay? So just relax, get your spine grounded first, and then the hip opening is kind of extra, I find. That's my opinion. Happy baby is like what we typically do towards the end of practice. We're starting to wind down, okay? So priority 1 for me is my spine. The hips are like an extra bonus. We've already done lots of hip opening. And then of course, if you are a little bit more advanced from here, you would move into your wide straddle. So peace fingers to your big toes. You'll either open up like this. If you're working on the wide straddle, maybe hands come to your inner thighs. Okay, take another breath. And then wherever you are, bring your knees together. Let's hold on to the tops of our knees. Let's just circle. And circle the other way. Okay, one more thing I want to show you guys, because we talk about it in class. I don't know if it always shows. We're going to bring our heels down. I want you to push down into your heels, lift your hips up, okay? Then take your hips over to the left side of your mat, drop them down, pause, and then from here, knees go to the right. okay? So if Adrian can get an angle here, of a good view of this, what you're hoping for is that your spine is in alignment. My chest is over my hips, okay? Hopefully it looks like that. What I don't want you to do, okay, if I don't move my hips, okay, if I just go from here and I don't do this step, I stay in center and then I drop, you'll see that there's like an angle here to my spine, and that's not what I want you to have, because again, we're always hoping to keep our spine in its natural shape, just like that. Okay, take a breath. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So bring your knees up, okay? Push into your heels. Let's lift our hips up first. Take them to the right side, drop them down, okay? Pause, and then let your knees fall left, all right? Nice straight spine, shoulders are relaxed. You can look to the opposite side if that feels good. We're here for 3. 2. All right, just 1. And you'll start to bring yourself back towards center, hips to center. Okay, grabbing the backs of your knees, just rock yourself up and down gently. Let's find a seat at the top of your mat. Awesome work, guys. I hope your hips are feeling more open, you feel flexible and ready to take on the world. I'm so excited to see how many times you can get to this video.